Summertime, 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 and summertime. We are almost in mid-July right now, and our sockeye season plans kind of got derailed a little bit by the lack of fish. And so it's kind of a bummer, guys. Not going to lie, this year, my hotel was booked, and we found out there was a big closure happening up at the Brewster Pool. So I probably will not make it to the Brewster Pool this year, which is... honestly, it's okay. You know what I mean? We're going to let the fish do their thing. There's always next year, and hopefully next year is just another amazing run. But nonetheless, we are going to go in and start transitioning ourselves here at Walking on Water into summer Chinook on Lake Coeur d'Alene, as well as kokanee. But we're going to focus today on summer Chinook on Lake Coeur d'Alene. We have the 41st annual Big One Derby coming up this month, a big Chinook Salmon Derby on Lake Coeur d'Alene. And we are going to talk about today the best setups to go out on the water to target some of these amazing fish. Now, they are a very elusive fish. The numbers have been dwindling in past years. Hopefully this year is another just amazing year like it was 4 years ago. But you never know. Could be an amazing fishing experience out there on the water, or it could be one of those times where it takes 50 plus hours to catch one of these amazing fish. But nonetheless, these setups will help you guys get into some of those amazing summer Chinook on Lake Coeur d'Alene. Welcome back to another Walking on Water fishing tutorial. Let's go catch some summer Chinook on Lake Coeur d'Alene, baby. First things first, we're going to go over super quickly are the Dodger and Flasher selection, okay? First off, we have a big Shasta blade, sling blade. Can utilize this with a fly or hoochie type. This is a good option for the summertime, and they will end up catching you a fish. Then we're going to move into the old school Pro Troll, just like this. Has a little E-chip, but if you notice here on the actual flasher itself, there's no agitator fin on this flasher. So that means that you are going to have to troll a lot faster in the water system to get this flasher to spin. I would say anywhere from the 1.8 to 2.2 mile an hour mark for a flasher like this with no agitator fin would be a perfect place to start. Now you can run a flasher like this and you can go 2 miles an hour and you will cover a lot more water. That is one option. Then we're going to move into a Pro Troll flasher with the agitator fin, just like this one right here, which can be trolled at about anywhere from 1.5 all the way up to 2 miles an hour. You're going to get a nice whip. It also has that E-chip in there as well. And this is a very good option. A lot of people run these. Then we're going to move into one of my favorite selections. This is a short bus flasher with the double agitator fin. This is a Super Series 360 short bus, by the way. And I'm not sponsored by Short Bus, but JT's the man, and frickin' absolutely love his product for killing salmon everywhere. So I would not look past the Short Bus series, Super Series, when you're looking at flashers or Dodgers to go out on Lake Coeur d'Alene to fish for some of these amazing summer Chinook. Now, this has the double agitator fin on it, and that means that you can troll a lot slower in the water system. You can go 1.1 miles an hour with this thing, and this thing is going to be spinning in the water because of this double agitator fin. That's what I love about them. That's what makes them so great on a fishery that's a combat style fishery and every other fishery on the planet, really, because you can adjust your speed so much. You can go so slow and you can change things up and weed out those variables that might not be catching you fish. Maybe the fish want it slower that day. Maybe they want it faster. This flasher will get that stuff done for you. So now you've seen 4 different options, and all options, I'm not trying to be vague here, be like, oh, look, blah, 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 all options will work. Some will work better than others. I think day by day. I personally am going to go with a short bus flasher like this. I love running short bus. So on all my rods, me and my kids that are out there with me that day, we are going to be running short bus Super Series flashers. But I wanted you guys to see that there are a ton of options out there for you guys to fish. Now, let's get into the actual setups and what we're talking about when it comes to setups. This is a double non-slip mooching rig, and I have it tied up onto a 32-inch leader. You can go all the way down to about 28 inches of leader out here on the lake. And this is a hoochie, or this is mainly going to be a hoochie style non-slip mooching rig. As you can see, the spacing right here, it's about a finger gap. And these are 2 size 1/0 Gamakatsu Big River bait hooks. I do like the Big River bait hooks just for the shape. Now, there's a whole variety of options of hoochies, and we're going to pull some out of here today. These are the more traditional, the bigger guys. Oh, I cut this one down just so it's a little bit smaller, but the bigger guys that you could run just like so. Put 3 or 4 6 mil beads down your line, grab your hoochie, throw it on there, tie a swivel onto it, and attach it to your flasher like this. Now, you saw the big ones. Now we have a varying size of hoochies, and I've seen these catch fish out there for summer Chinook on Lake Coeur d'Alene, as well as the little bit bigger guy. I have caught fish out there on one of the biggest ones before, but also there's another variety of hoochie that you could use as well, which is a walking on water hybrid hoochie like this one right here. It's a Mylar hoochie, really malleable skirting on it, and they absolutely will get the job done out there. Also, not just hoochies, not just hoochies, whether it's Mylar or plastic, trolling flies are another good offering that you can use on this double non-slip mooching rig, as well as an actual fly itself. Now, when you're running flies or hoochies behind an 11-inch Super Series, you don't want a super exaggerated long leader. You don't want 40 plus inches of leader out there. You want a little bit shorter leader. And the reason you want a little bit shorter leader is simply because you want that hoochie to get the action from this flasher, right? If you're going to use a sling blade and you're going to run a hoochie behind it, this thing only really moves back and forth. It gives it that wobble. So you're going to want to shorten up, maybe even down to a 20-inch leader, so that thing's dancing back there for you behind this. Now, if you're going to run a Super Series or a Pro Troll like this one right here, it doesn't matter really the speed, you can go up to about 32 inches because it's an 11-inch Dodger or flasher, and that's going to give that nice rotation as the hoochie is traveling through the water behind the flasher itself. So hoochies, 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 and hoochies. That's setup number 1. Now let's go into setup number 2, different styles of herring mimicking baits. This is a beautiful little bait that I picked up. Absolutely should do the trick. Throw a little scent on there, some Procure, something like that, and that will work great for you. Of course, we have the Brad's Skinny Original Super Bait, a whole variety of super baits that you can stuff full of tuna that will 100% help you find success out there on the water. Now, I don't know of a lot of people that run these out there on Lake Coeur d'Alene, but if a herring is going to work out there on Lake Coeur d'Alene, you can bet your bottom dollar that a Brad's Skinny Super Bait, especially in the summertime, loaded up with tuna, is going to help you guys find a little bit of success out there on the water, 100%. So, the next thing that we're going to talk about, super fast and super easy, is I'm not going to tie up another non-slip mooching rig, but if I was going to run a herring on this rig, I would move my hook up about another inch because roughly you want about 4 inches of spacing in between your hooks for a herring. So that bottom hook sits down at the tail, kind of like so. And then your other hook is right here in front of that top fin, so you can get that nice roll for the herring. But how are we going to pair the herring to the actual line? Do we bait thread it? What are we going to do? I like to use these crippled herring helmets, just like this one right here. And it allows you to take your herring, you stuff it in the helmet, just like so. You grab a pin, you put it through the herring eye, just like that. Now, this helmet gives you the rotation. Now, what you're going to want to do with these helmeted herring, and a lot of people think you just put the herring in there and that's all you need to do, right? No, you got to place your hooks, right? So I take my top hook on the double non-slip mooching rig, just like this, the top hook, okay? My other hook's back here, and I go right in front of the tail, halfway down the body of the fish, just like so. Right where this line is, you guys can see this blue line and the silver line. So we have the blue line right here. That's probably where I'm going to put my hook, right in the tail, and pull it tight. And then what you're going to simply do, your line is up through the helmet. You're simply just going to grab your line. Oh boy. Simply just going to grab your line and pull it tight. And that's going to give you a very nice bend in that herring's tail. So These are 3 different, super simple, very effective ways to get out on Lake Coeur d'Alene and find success. With the Big One Derby coming up, I hope to see a ton of you guys out there on the water fishing it. There's a lot of opportunity out there to catch some of these amazing fish. And hey, never know, you might even catch the big one. Honestly, I really hope and pray it's me this year. That would be freaking sick, because I catch a lot of these fish and then it comes derby time and I catch none of the fish. And it's just like, please let me catch the fish. But walking on water, kokanee, Dodgers, okay? Painting Dodgers now, and we are going to release a ton of these Dodgers on the site themselves. Every single one is going to be custom hand painted, and so they might fish a little bit differently. I've been testing these and they have been working absolutely amazing. So if you guys are interested in any of these Dodgers, they are going to be on the Shopify shop. Link will be down below. Thank you guys. Thank you. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this episode of Walking on Water Fishing. This was another tutorial on an updated version for Lake Coeur d'Alene Summer Chinook. I hope to see you guys out there for the Big One Derby, and tight lines. I will catch you in the next one.